We are talking new shooters today, and this is Can We Chat?
This podcast has been made possible by our sponsors, CA-IDPAshooters, responsible training for the competitive-minded, and Fast Path Firearms Training, because safety is no accident.
What's going on? My name is Paul G., Chief Safety Officer for the IDPA. This channel will help you clarify IDPA rules, shooting techniques, and inform you of the newest gear and what's going on in the shooting community. If you're new here, consider subscribing. Well, we are back. Please take your seats. Viking is in the house. How are you?
Just dandy. I mean, how could you not? I get to see you, hang out, talk a little bit.
So we just had our local match.
We did.
Oh my God. Was it hotter than...
It's been slowly increasing in heat. I don't know if it was any worse or better than the last couple matches, but it was definitely spicy.
Oh man, I mean things were really sticking to me, and oh man, I barely got home and I passed out, and after trying to hydrate, I hydrated the hell out of it, and still
nothing.
You know, I started getting like cramps and stuff like that.
Really?
So I was definitely.
Well, when you're hydrating beforehand,
peeing it all out.
What are you doing to hydrate?
Well, I started just drinking water a day before, making sure I actually during the match I had to go to the bathroom, which was a good sign.
It's always a good sign.
Yeah, but I think the electrolytes were gone.
Yeah, and that's the big thing with the water. I mean, like, you have a medical background.
Yeah.
When you hydrate someone with an IV, what do they do?
Well,
saline solution.
It's a saline solution. Yeah, but we did one of our thesis was to do different types of studies.
Okay.
So a colleague of mine actually did one on electrolytes.
Okay.
Right. So they did it on they used Coke, they did water, they did Kool-Aid, Gatorade, alcohol. That was
interesting.
Yeah. I wanted to be part of that.
I mean,
they actually didn't find a significant difference from water to like Gatorade and stuff like that. However, I mean, truth be told, you know, I understand that the electrolytes are just as important. And going
I'm a firm believer in it.
Yeah. They especially the tennis team they use small sips of Coke.
To get the sugar up for the energy.
So the tennis players, you know, when they do the changes and stuff like that, they go back and they'll take one sip, right, and then put it down, and then that's what they were doing. Well, so that would give them definitely glucose, right?
Yeah.
So they got their sugar, but the electrolytes, what you know, minority that it has in there, that's what they got throughout the day.
Interesting.
And didn't have any issues with that stuff. So, but yeah, I need to definitely get into something, right? So some additives. They were doing the liquid IV. You guys
liquid IV. I do. I've tried a couple different like electrolyte packets. I'm not a big fan of the Gatorade. I think a little bit too sweet, a little too much sugar for me.
It leaves me thirsty.
Yeah, and so. I mean, which could be a good thing because now you're overhydrating. You keep trying to get more water intake. Right. So me personally, I try to either do a liquid IV, an element, something of that nature. I personally like them. I like the little bit of salt to it.
Oh, okay.
So a lot of those have like a kind of a salty taste. I think there's an element that is, I think it's a citrus something that tastes like a margarita without the booze. They're phenomenal. I like the lime style flavors. I like the citrus flavors when I'm trying to hydrate, stuff like that. It is liquid IV. Just came out the Rocket Pop flavor.
Yeah.
Where it has a red, white, and blue like popsicles you used to get off the ice cream in.
I just recently purchased a case or a dozen or something, whatever it is, lemon lime.
Okay.
Is what I had. So 7-Up works good for me. I used to do that when I used to play tennis. So that worked out well for me. But I didn't see the Rocket Pop though.
Yeah, it's a new flavor. Megan ended up ordering it. I think she got like a Target order.
Right.
She surprised me with it, and I was like, oh, I have to try this.
Right.
I'm a big proponent of them because you could also dilute it as much as you can. So, I mean, you could do a 16 ounce.
Yeah.
I know Dan, he does one of the big Trader Joe water bottles, puts one of those in. So it's heavily diluted at the match while drinking water. But everybody has their own kind of make sure that it works for them.
Yeah.
I constantly drink water all day
Yeah.
long. I probably drink at least a gallon of water almost every day.
It was definitely a serious issue. I didn't think it was going to be that complicated of an issue until it actually started. So the last two stages, I had to sit there, and it definitely put me at a pause.
Yeah.
Right, because I had back spasms, and I'm like, oh, thank goodness it was just a standing standard, right?
Yeah. Well, that and recently I started doing the cool towels.
That. Yeah.
I mean, I think Harbor Freight has them for like $3.
Right. So I used to have a spray bottle and all this other stuff, but like I said, I bought a new truck and all the gear is gone, so I don't have any of that.
Now
stuff
you gotta
anymore.
replace it with the new truck, so it all matches.
So you finished 25th overall out of all the guns, which is not bad for a CCP, right? So third overall.
Not my best showing, but also not complaining.
Third overall in the division. Stage 8 you won at 2.78 seconds, 0 down. What the hell was that all about?
The stars aligned and everything worked out.
That was pretty slick, though. I mean,
it felt great.
Your cadence was beautiful, though.
Thank you.
Right. So I came in fourth, 38th overall, fourth overall in CCP. Stage 7 I dominated. I didn't even know that. I'm like, wow, I actually did something here.
Yeah, you did very well. That
was my first stage, 15.16 seconds, 1 down. I don't even know how that happens, and which leads us to our issues, right? So as the day went on, I started noticing that I was starting to shoot lower and lower, right? I believe I started having some issues with this stuff, and I'm like, oh, maybe it's just a dirty gun. But we zeroed out.
Yeah.
And I was shooting 2.5 inches low.
Yeah, at 10 yards, which, that's a big difference when you're trying to shoot at speed.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not like we're trying to 10 ring and take our time and walk through the stage. We're actually getting after it in a hurry. So
which was fun, right? But it's definitely I don't know how you feel about it, but it's definitely a distraction for me, right?
It definitely is.
Ripping around a corner, and your holes are not where you're. You're
right? I'm on the opposite side of the spectrum right now, because with the new gun for me, when I'm actually shooting it,
so you're shooting
I'm high. Oh. So even coming around the corner, I started noticing even in the last match, as I'm coming around the corner and leaning, if I'm aiming for the center target, now I'm on a left side lean, it's high left.
Right.
Going right side, it's high right. So it's rather frustrating. So it's like, all right, well, where am I aiming? Because now if I'm trying to offset that, and there's a non-threat there, now I'm aiming at the non-threat. I'm like, I don't know if it's a good idea or not.
So Viking took a little moment out of his time to show us exactly how to remedy this issue.
So what we have is Paul's P2000 that he's been shooting recently in competition. We have found that at 10 yards, he's shooting about roughly 2.5 inches low. So how do we remedy this? We get up to Dawson Precision's website, and with some quick calculations, we could get the right sight for him. So currently, if you end up measuring the top of the front sight to the top of the slide here, you got 0.245. So that is the sight height from here to here. Dawson Precision does have a sight calculator, to where you could input all these different aspects of your particular firearm, and you could get the right sight height. So knowing that we have a 0.245 sight height on the front, we could also measure the rear sights through here, which you want to measure the furthest point on your rear sight to the very front rear of your front sight. And we got 5.6 inches. We could input that we are shooting 2.5 inches low with this particular firearm on this little sight calculator that Dawson Precision has. At 10 yards, that would be 360 inches. So to automatically update your sight height, so for Paul, he's going to need a 0.207 sight height for his front to be point aim, point impact. And you can do that on Dawson Precision's website. With a set of calipers and a little basic knowledge, you can be right on target where you need to be as well.
Okay, so that's complicated. So
but the website does make it easy.
Yes, it does. So I was sitting there, I'm like, oh my God, this is so academic. It's not even funny. I didn't know we had.
You had to go back to college to get a degree again.
my mics are so dirty and stuff like that. I think I forgot even how to open them, right? So
you're like, carry the 1, add 0 point.
Well, thank God.
5 inches. I need a 5-inch height sight.
Well, it's funny because Bill, he texted me yesterday. He goes, "So what the heck's going on with your gun?" And I sat there and I was like, "Well, I'm shooting low, like 2.5 inches." He goes, "Well, how big is your front sight?" And I took a picture of myself like this. So.
I'm sure he's going to make some killer memes about that one, isn't he?
He just sat there and he goes, "Really?" You can't be doing that too. So
you just opened a can of worms on that one. I mean,
yeah, we had to talk. He actually he called me and he just like goes, "Really?" So that was a long conversation with him, but yeah, he agreed. We definitely have to change that front sight. So then he doesn't like a couple other things that I was doing, like holding the gun, but I was just trying to figure out where the
or even
were.
existing.
What'd you think about the stages?
I thought they were great. I mean, for something, during the summer months, everybody gets hot.
Yeah.
I mean, it was a good challenge without having a bunch of props to where you have to take it all down at the end of the day, where people are just smoked at the end of the day.
Yeah.
You're standing in that kind of heat with 0 breeze all day, taping, everybody's playing their part to get through the stage, and then at the end of the day, you're still having to tear everything down. I mean, it takes a toll on you.
It was definitely, yeah, the heat was getting to me. So we were trying to figure out how to best serve the safety officers, especially the newer ones, right?
Yeah.
So I was filming, and thank God you were there, so you're helping
Absolutely.
me out. And we were trying to get some coverage on proper techniques for running a squad and so forth. And thank goodness I had Jeff Johnson and Tony Como was there, right? So I mean, we had a squad full of safety officers, really good ones, right? So new shooters, right? So, but it was great. Because Jeff actually went up and he started coaching a shooter online, right? Which is a good point, and I know a lot of people are having those issues. But the only problem with that, which is it's a good thing, it starts backfeeding, and we have the standard squad 6 behind us, and they were just sitting there looking at us, right? And it's our team guys. Thank God that it was.
Luckily, it is our team guys.
But they were sitting there like, yeah, we waited I'm like, I'm sorry.
But at the same time, I think they had a squad of 6 or 8
PCC guys
and some PCC guys. You got Steve. That's
right,
just
Steve
you're not going to have it.
Well, yeah, I mean,
an over 15-second run with him.
No,
I mean,
you're not even going to have that, right? So
yeah, I mean, we would take a break, and all of a sudden you just hear rap, rap, rap. Oh yeah, that was Steve.
It was Tony was going, oh yeah, that's Steve. I'm like, no, that's Robert. He's like, Robert shooting like that? I'm just kidding. So, but yeah, so we were working with the safety officers trying to get coverage for that. The instructional videos will probably be out very soon, so stay tuned for that. We did have a few new shooters, right?
Yeah.
Added to that mix.
Added to the mix, and I mean, maybe not brand new shooters as far as like, I just got a gun. I mean, have some experience, which is always nice to see, and they handled everything great.
He's actually a subscriber. He caught me online, started sending me some IMs, and said, "Hey, I really want to come out and shoot." And I don't know who he is, and which I don't care because he's a subscriber.
So, and it's giving back to the community.
Right.
If someone reaches out and wants help, needs help, you do your best to help. That's part of the community.
Ismail Martinez was his name. He had a lot of questions about, hey, what do I bring and stuff like that. And he was that total guy, right? And I said, whatever you have, and then we'll make adjustments after that, right? And he literally just brought whatever he had, right? So he came in. Oh my God, he was beautiful. What? you see how he shot? I mean, it was pretty solid.
Shot great.
Yeah. So he just needs to familiarize himself with some of the rules.
Some of the rules. I mean, and which we're always learning rules. Yeah. I mean, and we're not even getting into interpretation of rules.
Right. But he's a appendix guy. Right. Oh. And so Leaf, he doesn't really like stuff like that. Safety reasons, of course, and I don't blame him. So he started to move, he had to put it outside the waistband, started to move a little bit left. And I gave him some allowance to, have it a little, a little closer. But I told him, I go, yeah, eventually you're going to have to keep it on your side and make it covered, right? He had a Hawaiian shirt that he did, which was awesome. Yeah. Just needs to be a little longer, right? So, but I was pretty proud of how he performed.
He shot great.
So all the dad squad guys were there. Yeah. They're starting to get bigger and bigger. So Megan came out with a team challenge. It was called Megan's Team Challenge. The concept was having a challenge coin, and I guess you guys decided that she was just going to randomly draw
a coin,
right? So, and the coins were made by Ryan Ammons from Chaotic Creations, and what they are very nice, cool little coins that are engraved.
Logo and
yep. So they have
the division
SSP. And
are they all here? Did you hide one so that way it can't be pulled? Oh, we know that it's not cheating; it's a tactical advantage.
How many you see there?
8.
Okay.
Let's see: Bug, CCP, PCC, ESP, SSP, CDP, Revolver, and Carry Optics.
Take that one out there.
Oh, all of a sudden you're just going to pick the ones that you want.
So the concept of the Megan's challenge was that she was going to randomly draw one. I don't know how often we were going to do this, one per month.
Well, I mean, we could do it. That's going to be a tough one because, I mean, if we're going to go to some of these big matches, that could really throw a wrench in it. So
off season, I'm sure, right? So, but she was going to pick one, right, randomly, blind, and then. Viking and myself are going to go at it. We're going to have a match against. I don't know. I don't even know what some of these things I don't even have.
I guess we'll have to kind of do our best with it. I mean,
well, I have an SSP gun, but like 15 rounds in California, right? That's kind of so. I would have to borrow somebody's gun, I guess.
I guess we'd have to figure out something. I think the only thing that I'd be really stuck on right now would probably be a revolver.
Oh, how fun is that?
Yeah.
Have you ever seen Viking shoot a revolver? Oh my God, that would be epic.
I mean, epic. I'm not sure how, but yeah, it might. Interesting.
I've shot 45 before.
Yeah.
It through a live house, right? So it was live house training, and I would go in and I'd come ripping around the corner, right? Well, I slice the pie, target there, and then I would just double tap, bam! I'd get one center mass and the other one somewhere random, and I'm like, it would jump in my hands, right? Yeah. So I couldn't control the recoil is what it was, yeah, and so. That's the only the lasting memory that I have on CDP. So,
but that's also a long time ago, right?
That was also a long time ago. Yes, absolutely.
I think some skill sets have improved.
I'm sure. Well, I definitely learned them from messing with you, of course. But I really appreciate Ryan from Chaotic Creations taking care of us for doing this. I think this is going to be a cool video.
I think it'd be a great video, right? And I mean, it's also something that if the subscribers actually want to join in on,
absolutely,
we could actually pull something beforehand and. Even at your local matches, try it and see
absolutely.
If they want to join in.
If you guys are up for that, we can do a podcast 2 weeks before, and then you guys can kind of square away your equipment and so forth, even if you want to take it to the range. For me, I think it's more comical because, it is what it is. So I just
showing up and going, all right, well, I guess this is what it is today.
And then I just look at you and... You look at me,
stare deep into my eyes.
Hey, this is not going as well as I thought. Isn't that what we did the first time with the bug? That was yeah. We did that
did
blind,
the bug,
and I sat there and went, dude.
Then we did the ESP.
Yeah, that was a whole new found respect for the division.
Oh yeah,
yeah.
It was very eye opening.
You know, it's funny because I always made fun of Scott, and I sat there and went, dude, you're gonna pick this up, or what are you doing? and you know, he was actually shooting really fast, right? Mm-hmm. And to me, I sat there like. That's not fast.
Yeah.
But actually, it was.
It was extremely fast.
Yeah, because he was shooting 100%, right? Because if he didn't, right?
That's bug. You have to go 1 for 1.
I don't say anything anymore.
No, it's very, very humbling.
Yeah. Well, especially because I was shooting PCC, right? And if I missed one, I'll just throw 2 more at it.
You throw 4 more at it and not even think about it.
So, but well, IDPA Nationals. I just want to say good luck to all that are traveling. They'll be traveling.
I was going to say they'd be traveling right about now.
If they're working, they're already there. They're out busting their butts for that because that's usually like a week long.
I say a big event like that, they always have very, very intricate stages.
So it's
which takes a lot of time.
15th through the 17th is general population. So that's Thursday, I believe, right? Is it Thursday?
Yeah.
Yep, Thursday.
Yeah, because the next fishing trip would be 17th.
Yeah, so that's out in Talladega, Alabama, and I love that place. It's probably
still haven't been. I still want to go.
It is. I would have to be describe it as a shooting heaven. Is pretty much what it is. It's beautiful out there. The people are out there just amazing.
It's amazing how you leave an area and you could go somewhere and it's just welcoming, inviting. Everybody wants to know, hey, how you doing?
Well, the first time I went out, it was to Georgia.
Okay.
Right. So I just hung out I went to Georgia and I shot Georgia, and that was a culture shock. Right. So they were looking at me like well, you're not around from here.
How could you tell?
Like, wait. And we went to this place called Buc-ee's, right?
Okay.
It's
like a gas station, right? I've seen the little logo with the beaver. And
oh man, I sat there and I think I spent like 3 or 4 hours there.
Wow, that's impressive for a gas station.
They have all kinds of stuff there. Not only a store, but they had like fresh foods, and it's not the healthiest foods, but it's the most flavorful foods, right? They had
not lacking flavor,
brisket and stuff like that.
Wow.
Yeah, I was like, my favorite is the I believe they're pralines.
Okay.
Called, right. So sugars.
And
then oh my God. So you always want to get the fresh ones made.
Good and still warm.
Yeah, and they put it in a paper cone and off you go. And then the bathrooms.
Yeah.
Wow.
Interactive?
Oh, it's like it's bigger than my apartment.
Wow.
It's just up there. Separate locking doors. It's all air conditioning inside.
So you're not sweating there, when you're trying to file some paperwork?
I sat there. I flipped on a couple podcasts, and I just sat there and watched it until my legs.
Your legs got numb. You couldn't walk out.
Exactly. So the next match for us would be Las Vegas IDPA.
Don't we have one more before
Silver
or
October
next big match?
Yes.
Okay.
So and then
I was like, hold on, I'm pretty sure we have a couple more before then.
Aside from the
next
local
big
matches,
match, yes.
So you have the Silver State Championships going on October 13th. You guys should join us there. That's going to be an amazing time, right? So.
Oh yeah. Well, anytime, like I said, I love traveling and shooting. It's a great excuse to.
Who's even talking about shooting?
Oh, I forgot we do that sometimes. But yeah, traveling and doing that. I've never shot a match in Vegas, so it's definitely going to be something new for me. Which,
it's all desert still, right? And it's still a dirt box, but
yeah. Granted, every range for the most part just some dirt berms,
but it's cleaner dirt box, right? Is that possible?
No matter what, it's still going to be dirty, but a clean-ish dirt,
ish or something.
Or
could be.
Could be, or sometimes it's a muddy deal. Like what was it, Nationals when it had the storm come through, and
yes,
it's the mud pit sometimes at the local matches during the winter months.
These things happen. So, but I noticed you brought your rig.
I did.
what you got going on with your rig?
So, being that we have a new gun to work with.
New holster.
Yes. So, obviously, with the AXG Legion, just like the Sharps Brothers grip module that I end up running on my 365,
right,
there are its own holster as well.
So, you changed the lower.
So, it's a whole new gun.
Oh, because they went to the Mac.
So when I went to CDP.
Right.
That's CCP, sorry, my bad. Went to CCP, new gun, new holster.
That's
new
right. So he went from bug to CCP. So he had to invest in some new stuff.
You were not gentle on my wallet for your
Sorry. It's not for me. It's for the subscribers, right?
Oh.
So they want this content. And we just work for them. That's all it is. So So tell us about your new holster.
So new holster, experimenting with a couple little drops and that kind of deal. So currently I'm running the Black Scorpion holster, which fits the AXG Legion.
Let me see this bad boy. Okay, go ahead
and running that guy with the boss hanger, so that way you could actually adjust your cant and your height. So being that some of the rules have changed with IDPA,
right.
You can run some of these different style rigs as long as everything else fits. I do like a little bit of the offset, so that way when you're actually going for your draw, you're not having to dig into your side as deep, and it could still fit for every different deal. You can adjust your height and the cant on these, so having the angle matched your personal preference on your draw stroke makes a big deal and a huge advantage to it. So currently running this now, kind of still making some adjustments, trying to figure out what works best for myself. But I'll keep you posted, keep you updated. So far, I really, really like it. Obviously, tuning the draw to the setup is something you're going to have to work on, but at least it'd be more in tune with your body mechanics and your setup.
What was the cost for something like this?
I believe, if I'm not mistaken offhand, the holster's running right about $60-ish bucks, plus your shipping.
Oh, that's affordable.
Yeah, definitely not breaking the bank like some of your other really expensive holsters. I find that finding holsters for specific guns like the AXG and some of the off guns that I typically run, it's a little bit harder. Like, I love precision holsters. I could probably contact them and see if maybe they'd make something like this. But usually, for me, it's a last minute type of deal. I'm looking on the internet going, oh, great, now what? I have a match coming up, the next week or something like that,
right.
And have to scramble.
Precision holsters are out. They always support the Western.
And I run their holsters.
Busy. They are really busy. Yeah,
and they make phenomenal products. I love their holsters.
I was trying to get in there to talk with him, but man, he is just inundated by people out there.
So. I mean, which is good for him. I mean, he makes a high-end quality product like that.
Definitely
you
a good
would expect
sign.
it.
Yeah, absolutely.
But so far, I haven't had any qualms with it. Works really well for me. I'm still getting used to the gun and my gear, so it's going to be a learning curve for a little bit, but hopefully it's fast enough.
So what do you think about shooting that in CCP rather than bug?
Bug would be a little too big. So,
I understand. Aside from the size, but the feel and the
feel and everything else. I mean, it's for me right now shooting a little high, and that might be a little bit of heights where I'm actually picking it up at speed.
Right. Well, we're exactly where we're supposed to be, right? We got to make the adjustments.
Yeah, you got to make the adjustments. I mean, and that's what I was talking to Jeff even this last match, because always. We always walk by, always say hi.
Yeah.
But this is actually the first time I actually got to shoot with him. It was phenomenal to see him. Yeah.
He is a wealth of knowledge.
Yeah.
Right?
Great guy. Like, I was happy that I was actually able to get to talk to him a little bit more rather than just passing by squads. Hey, how you doing? How's your match going? And then, wait until you're moving squads again. Hey, how's it going? Are you shooting good? And that was it. So it was nice to actually go out.
Right.
Actually be able to talk to him. He goes, you guys are nuts. You guys just change your gear, change guns, and, just keep doing it and keep learning something new. He goes, you never perfect anything. You just keep learning something new. I'm like, yeah, we are kind of stupid.
Yeah, we We're just not all there. That's
No.
all. Jeff Johnson is responsible for the new shooter briefing. So he goes in there and he makes sure he checks everybody out, and he's the one that gives them a head start as far as shooting a match. Then if they continue with that, then they get to the mentoring program, which I'm the one that's responsible for that part. But it was great that he was there because the guys that needed help, I just send them back. I had somebody I can send them back to. And so I sent them all back to Jeff, and Jeff would be more than happy to oblige, right? So he sat there and he cleaned up a lot of the stuff that I was seeing. And I said, hey, if they continue to do that, I got to send them home. And rather than send them home, I just send them to Jeff. Yeah. Jeff remediates them, and and then they come up, and then they are fine. No longer safety issues, and it couldn't have worked out any better.
Well, when you have a bunch of guys that have been around the sport and want to give back to the community and actually do enjoy helping, it makes all the difference in the world, rather than squads that, they might want to keep all their little pointers to themselves. And it's more about them, where, depending on the squad, it's about the community.
I would have to agree, and I always thank my lucky stars that I have you always with me, because you go with me in whatever squad I end up in, and I apologize for dragging you off of 6 because I know you wanted to shoot with the team, but this was one of those special interest things that I had to take care of, but. I didn't know that, I looked up, and then Tony Como, he's prepping he's on his way out.
I was going to say, he should already be out driving.
But he sat there and he goes, I needed a little tune up and so forth, so I wanted to shoot with you, and I was like, wow, thank you. Yeah, I'm honored. Yeah, come on out. But he shot real well.
He shot very well.
I hope he comes home with wood from
I think
from
Tony
Nationals.
will. I mean,
he always tends to squeak by, and
he always does well. And love you, Tony. He always manages to. He's his own worst critic, which we always are. But Tony, just relax, have a great time. You'll do well.
Just to remind you, he's the one with the 4x4 golf cart out there and running around.
I'm sure everybody could hear him.
Okay, so he's the loudest guy out there as well. So, but again, to Jeff Johnson, Tony Como, thank you guys so much for supporting the community and what you guys do. We definitely couldn't do it without you guys. So. But a special shout out to our viewers that hit our super thanks button. This is your support. Busy at work. We appreciate all that you do for this channel, and thank you again. Please consider being a part of our shooting community, building relationships around safe gun practice and IDPA competition. My name is Paul G, and this is
Anthony the Viking Vega.
Please be safe, and we shall see you on the range.
Like, share, subscribe.
Dude, I think I had too much coffee today.
Yeah, buzzing a little bit.
Oh, I couldn't stop talking. Did you say anything?
A couple words, like hi.